Looks as though WWE has signed or is about to sign former Lucha Underground and AEW superstar Penta. Now you can call him Pentagon Jr., Pentagon El Cero Miedo, whatever you want to call him. Regardless, this guy is a legend. Pentagon is a huge name, most notably, obviously, here in the States and in Mexico, where he is one of the most famous luchadors today. The legend of Penta will only grow as he joins WWE, as he comes in already with an amazing character, an insane amount of marketability, and the key factor in any WWE superstar success, aura. He is a massive star all over the world, but most recently he is known for his stint in AEW, as he has been an AEW original for the last 5 years, most notably with his brother Rey Fenix, as they were known as the Lucha Bros. Now, unfortunately, it looks as though the Lucha Bros will not be teaming up in WWE, at least for a little while, as Rey Fenix had time added on for injuries from AEW. Now, a lot of reports have come out that Tony Khan added the injury time to Fenix's contract because of Penta going around saying that they were already making the way into WWE. They were already signing contracts. They were already getting all of this done. And that is a whole topic that I have talked about on TikTok, so I'm not going to hash here. But it looks like at the moment, Pentagon is going to be a single star in WWE. So now I'm going to try and book the debut of Penta in WWE. I think right about now is the perfect time to debut Penta. See, I've been wondering why WWE gave the United States Championship kind of out of nowhere to Shinsuke Nakamura, and I believe it's to set up the debut of Penta. So while putting the championship on Shinsuke is definitely cool, I think that it is only for the short term. So this booking takes place at the Royal Rumble, where Shinsuke is taking on, let's say, LA Knight. This part doesn't really matter that much. It can be Andrade, who cares? What matters is that Shinsuke Nakamura wins the match at the Royal Rumble and continues to attack the babyface. That's when the lights go out, and when the lights come back on, it is the debuting Pentagon. Shinsuke has tried to tap into this darker, mysterious character, but it's going to fall to a way darker, more violent character in Penta. Standing face to face with Penta, Shinsuke hits the mist in Penta's face, and Penta puts his face down and pops right back up. The mist didn't faze him. Penta hits the Cero Miedo right in Shinsuke's face. Penta hits Shinsuke Nakamura with the Pentagon driver. I don't know if he's going to be able to use Fear Factor in WWE. And he goes for the arm break. He goes for the sacrifice. One of the best moves in Lucha Underground and one of the best moves in the recent years. It was such a protected move in Lucha Underground. It was really take wrestlers out for months, as it looked like he legitimately broke their arm. And I would like to bring that back and kind of give it this sense that it is very similar to like the Randy Orton punt. It's very hard to wrestle after Penta hits you with that arm breaker. He goes for the arm breaker. Shinsuke gets out of the ring, and LA Knight is sitting in the corner. He's confused. Maybe he respects him a bit, and maybe it is somebody that he knows from his past. After the Royal Rumble on the next Friday Night SmackDown, we see Nick Aldis and Pentagon in Aldis's office. And as they are talking, Legado del Fantasma wants to talk to Aldis, as Aldis introduces Penta to Legado del Fantasma and tells Santos how he was thinking that Penta would be a great US title contender because of what he did at the Royal Rumble, which obviously pisses Santos off. He's pissed that Penta could just walk up in here and get a title opportunity. And Penta, getting in Santos's face, says, if you have a problem with it, we can go out to the ring. And Santos says, I'm not just going to give you a shot day one against me, but you can take on either Berto or Garza. And Penta says, why not both? Santos replies, you clearly don't have any fear, and Penta hits him with the Cero Miedo. As they walk off, I think Aldis should also do the Cero Miedo to really get over this catchphrase, for one, because WWE is going to love that, and I think that is going to play extremely important into his character. I hope I'm saying Cero Miedo right. I hear it all the time on TV. I just hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, my bad. So now Penta's debut match is against both Berto and Garza, and he defeats them both. Santos, attempting to get involved, runs away from him as well as Garza, but Berto doesn't get away. And Berto is going to be the first victim of that arm breaker. So after his match with Berto, Shinsuke is on the Titantron, and you see in the subtitles, Shinsuke saying that he is going to put a curse on Penta. This is going off of the actual story in AAA where the Pentagon name was seen to be cursed. The next week on SmackDown, we see Santos wanting Aldis to suspend Penta for what he did to Berto. And Aldis said that he would usually not be okay with it, but he thinks that SmackDown needs something that Penta has, and he can't quite find a word for it in English. And he says, "Oh, that's right. Cero miedo." And Aldis thinks that maybe Santos should face Penta to prove that he has that cero miedo. And of course, Santos said that he would, but he actually wants to give that shot to Garza. He wants to give it to Garza instead because he's a nice guy. Aldis says that's what he thought. He makes the match, and Penta obviously beats Garza and once again does the sacrifice. So now you got two of Legado del Fantasma in slings. On that same episode of SmackDown, Shinsuke wins another match, let's say against fucking Apollo Crews, Andrade, whatever, and tells Penta if he is not scared, then to come out. Penta comes down to the ring immediately, and Aldis says if Penta wants a shot at Shinsuke, he's still got to earn it. So next week, he's going to have a #1 contenders match for Shinsuke's United States Championship. And that is when it's the next week. It is going to be Santos Escobar versus Penta, #1 contenders match. Also, I really need them to be doing something cool with Melo in the process, but just like Melo didn't really fit for this story. I want this to be a lot of Penta's past. Santos Escobar, King Cuerno, LA Knight, Eli Drake in TNA. Penta has a past with him. Of course, Penta is going to beat Santos and become the #1 contender at Elimination Chamber against Shinsuke. After the match, we are going to see Penta go for the arm break on Santos when Shinsuke hits him with the Kinshasa. Santos kind of runs off and is a bit scared. Kind of think of Santos as Draco Malfoy, and Berto and Garza are kind of Crab and Goyle. You get the vision? I don't know what the girl's name in the Slytherin team was, but that's Elektra Lopez, I guess. So now we're headed to Elimination Chamber where Shinsuke Nakamura versus Penta, and that is when Penta is about to beat Shinsuke when we see involvement from Legado del Fantasma. Berto and Garza both hit Penta with their casts, causing a disqualification, and Penta is not going to be United States champion. Shinsuke, Santos, Berto, and Garza, they're all beating up Penta in the ring when he is helped by both Andrade and LA Knight. You got to give this mid-card some depth here. And I think it's also to set up WrestleMania. So going on into WrestleMania, we are going to see a 6-man ladder match for the United States Championship. And that 6-man ladder match will involve Penta, Santos, LA Knight, and Andrade. We'll throw in, of course, Melo and take your pick. Fucking Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, AJ Styles if he can recover, whoever. And in the Mania match, we see Santos knocked out on a ladder while Penta is scaling the tallest ladder possible. We see LA Knight, Andrade pleading Penta to not jump on Santos because this is a crazy spot for WWE, and obviously you make it as safe as possible here. And Penta on top of the ladder goes cero miedo and fucking jumps. He takes out Santos. He's taken out of this match. No, it's not going to be some fairy tale WrestleMania championship win. I think that championship should go to Carmelo Hayes. But what matters more for Penta is making that moment, and he is going to look like the coolest fucking guy to kids. Everyone is going to want to buy the masks, and everyone knows the moniker Cero Miedo. Also, if you can, I don't know if you can, but have George Kittle in like the front row, or just Panda George Kittle, who has loved this guy for forever, and they're really good friends. Just a fucking YouTube thumbnail for that moment. That would be great. I don't know if we can orchestrate that, but that would be lovely. Now, if you're thinking, Johnny, okay, you can't end this video before you give us when Penta wins the United States Championship, when he finally wins a title. I got you. I don't think that Penta should win the championship until Money in the Bank. But for the time being, let's say Backlash, he's feuding with somebody like a Karrion Kross. Once again, somebody that has that Lucha Underground past. And I'd actually really love if, say, like Clash at the Castle, we're seeing him feud with like Randy Orton. Randy Orton had the iconic punt, and Penta has this iconic arm break. Randy Orton hopefully is healed by then. But hey, you could do Grayson Waller. You could do a bunch of different feuds, but just get him to Money in the Bank feuding with, hopefully Carmelo Hayes still has the championship by then. That is when you see Penta beat Carmelo Hayes, become the United States champion. And specifically why I think that they should do it after Money in the Bank is because they go right into the Mexico tour right after Money in the Bank traditionally. I think going into that Mexico tour, now as you have a champion from Mexico and Penta, that dude will be the #1 babyface there is. I don't give a fuck if Cody is there. He's going to be the #1 babyface. Also, him winning that championship in about July gives him a couple months, probably a 3-4 month title reign until he eventually loses that championship and then reunites with Rey Fenix, whose contract should be up by then. And then he is able to reform the Lucha Bros and they can go after the tag team championships. So that is it. That is how I would book the debut of Penta in WWE. Now, please, Triple H, just watch the video, take notes, and we will see Penta very, very soon in WWE. I once again want to thank you guys for watching. This has been really, really fun to do these booking videos and see everyone's reactions to them. I know that Penta is not the same wrestler that he was in Lucha Underground, but I think that you can do these really, really cool spots with him, have a couple moves that are extremely protected, and really emphasize his character work. And I think that he can be a major star in WWE. I'm really excited to see Penta in WWE personally, even if it's without Fenix. I got about 5 or 6 more booking video ideas that I'm going to be coming out with in the next couple weeks heading into 2025. But if you guys have anything that you want to hear me book, then put it in the comments and I will see if I can write something that is actually worth something. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you, lads, so much for all of the love and support that you've given me. Deuces, lads.